Hey, what's going on? I can say, what a time we living in right now. Death rates are on the rise. We have riots. We have the global pandemic. Look at this time. I believe that all these are the beginning of birth pains. Right now, I believe the world is experiencing right now labor pains right now. This right here is just signs. Today I want to go with you in the scriptures today, Matthew chapter 24. So Matthew chapter 24 is explaining signs of the end times. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there should not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came up to him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Jesus said, and he said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying that I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but it's not the end yet. So as we see that there's a lot of things that's going on right now. We are only in year 2020 and the world is in chaos. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginnings of sorrow. In other translations, it would say that these is just the beginning of birth pains. Right now, my wife is pregnant, and I see that she is experiencing the birth pains that she's going through. So before she have the baby, you hear what you call when a woman goes into labor, and they start experiencing Braxton Hicks and started experiencing these things. But going on back to the world is groaning for Christ's return. I'm going to skip to Matthew chapter 24 and verse 37. It says, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken and the other left. So right there, that even sounds like the rapture right there. That they said that then two should be in the field, one should be taken and the other left. That sounds like the rapture. That when Jesus comes back, that some people are going to be left and some people are going to get caught up. But if it says, for as in the days of Noah, so shall the Son of Man be. So if we go back to Genesis, how was it in the days of Noah? How was it? So if we go back to Genesis chapter 6, if we go to Genesis chapter 6, let's go to see how it was with the flood. The flood. So we're talking about Genesis chapter 6. It says, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit should not always strive with man, for he is also flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. As you can see, that's why we only promise those years, but it's a blessing that you live up to 70. But as we continue to go down, it says that, and God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of his thoughts of his heart was only evil. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast and creeping things and fowls of the air, for it repented me that I even made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. So as we continue to go on, at verse 13, going up to 11, it says that the earth was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. What's going on right now? The earth is filled with violence right now. And God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. I'm going to tell you that we are living exactly in that time now. The earth is filled with violence. Everything is seen to be breaking loose. My question is to you, what are you doing inside of this waiting period before our return of Jesus Christ? You don't want to be caught slipping. You don't want to be caught sleeping. Jesus will come at an hour in which no one will expect his turn, expect his return. I encourage you today to seek your relationship with Jesus Christ, because the time is at hand. The time is near. You may be thinking, what do I need to do to get my relationship with God on point? Well, the first thing you need to do to see if you are saved, have you repented and gave your life to Jesus Christ? How can I give my life to Jesus? Romans 10:9 said that if you confess out of your mouth that Jesus is Lord, that you shall be saved. And then you continue your relationship with God. You can find you a church home to go to. Ask God to fill you with his spirit to overcome this flesh. But I hope that this video encouraged you today, that you see the world is groaning, is mourning right now, filled with violence. And I'm saddened by George Floyd death. It's unfortunate that happened. That was wrong, completely wrong. But I want you guys to seek your relationship with Christ in the midst of all of this. You guys have a blessed day.